Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Know Your SMS with Vikram Upadhyaya, where we break down the essentials of startup success. Today, we're tackling a question that every founder grapples with at some point. How much salary should you take as a startup founder? Should you pay yourself a comfortable salary, or should you take the bare minimum to keep your company's finances intact? Let's break it down. There is no fixed rule when it comes to founder salaries. But one thing is clear, a balance must be struck. On one hand, you need to ensure your basic personal expenses are covered so that financial stress doesn't take away from your focus on the business. On the other, excessive withdrawals can drain the startup's finances, leaving it in a vulnerable position. In fact, investors closely evaluate how much a founder is taking as salary before deciding whether to fund a startup. If a founder's salary is too high in the early stages, it raises red flags about financial discipline. One way to ensure alignment between your personal earnings and your company's growth is by tying your compensation to the company's performance. Instead of a fixed salary, some founders opt for a percentage of the company's revenue or bonuses tied to key milestones. This approach ensures that when the company does well, the founder benefits too. But if times are tough, they don't put unnecessary strain on company finances. Another key point is that not all co-founders need to draw the same salary. Compensation can depend on the role, level of contribution, and the financial responsibilities of each founder. Many early-stage startup founders even take home less than some of their key employees. After all, as a founder, you own equity in the company, whereas employees do not. In many cases, equity will be the biggest financial reward for a founder in the long run, making temporary salary constraints worthwhile. Leading by example also plays a huge role in startup culture. When a founder keeps their own salary in check, the rest of the team is likely to follow suit. Startups often require employees to work for lower than market salaries in the early stages, with the promise of growth in the future. If the founder is seen taking excessive compensation while asking employees to make sacrifices, it can lead to resentment and low morale. But when the founder shows financial discipline, it fosters loyalty and commitment among the team. Looking at global trends, founders in India tend to take lower salaries compared to those in Silicon Valley or London. This frugality in the early stages ensures that more money is reinvested into growth rather than being spent on founder compensation. Of course, things change once the startup matures and investors come in. With more accountability, structured financial systems, and formal roles, founder salaries can be revised based on business performance. At that point, discussions with investors and co-founders determine a fair compensation structure. But even then, founders must remember that their biggest payout will come from the startup's success, not from a monthly paycheck. Ultimately, a founder's salary is not just about personal finances. It's about the mindset of prioritizing long-term success over short-term gains. In the early days, being frugal with your salary can make all the difference in sustaining your startup and securing investor trust. Remember, the real reward is not the salary you take today, but the company you build for the future. So, pay yourself wisely, invest in your startup's growth, and let your success be your biggest paycheck. That's it for today's episode. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on startup growth. See you in the next one.